Hello and welcome to episode 34. Is it episode 34? It's somewhere there or thereabouts. Anyway, this will be the last episode I record today, one way or the other. I need to get at least 4 of them edited and encoded overnight. I was trying to do an intro. Do you mind? Anyway, where was I? Yeah, this will be the last episode I record today because I need to get 4 edited and encoded overnight. Principal reason for this is just storage space, which I just realised I forgot to check before I started. So 1 second, this will kill the music for a second while I just double check that I'm not going to run out of storage. No, we have enough for this episode, and it is episode 34. Good to know. So yeah, we've got all the apricots done, and I have bad news. I may have helped in the creation of Behemoth, just a little. I may have suggested that it needed some powerful magics like Meteor in order for it to properly shine as an apex predator, and yeah, that was a thing. To be fair, I was kind of wondering where the hell Behemoth was, because I've seen all other kinds of boss monsters all over the field. And I've seen Ixal. We've obviously seen the Kuerkuel, the big one from the Dravanian Forelands, and a bunch of others. I just wanted... Behemoth has got to be here somewhere. The answer... No, he actually doesn't have to be here somewhere. Oh, he is now. We may have made a mistake. Never mind. How lovely. Our merry duo has become a quartet. Past disagreements are no reason to reject collaboration in the here and now. I commend Emmet for his practicality. Do not approach me, do not speak to me, do not dare presume to treat me as a friend. I am merely carrying out my duty. Heliodaeus is eager to find Hermes. I think the time for leisurely exploration is past. If we might have a moment to adjust my vision. There he is, on the next isle over. Meteion is with him. Hermes appears to be in the midst of a observational study, but I suggest we hurry over before they venture elsewhere. Head straight down the path and we can teleport to Misolpis Eros. From the device at the bottom of the slope. Let us go. I'll see you there. There is a strong probability that this episode may either be really long or heavily trimmed. This appears to be teleporter. Because even though I'm not expecting this to be the dungeon, I know the dungeon is close. It has to be. And given the level, although that said, given the size of this island, we may be fine. Given the current level, there may also be a trial afterwards? Maybe. Misopus, there I am. That's miso, but that I have no idea how to pronounce, which means that it's probably Miss Opus. Miss Opus Eurus. Miss Opus Eurus is interested in that it's the only region of Elpis which lacks a research hub. This is largely due to the nature of the observation site, within which they let loose creatures anticipated to be unruly and dangerous. We have also heard tale that the area is kept deliberately sparse in the event that, well, let's say no one should live near the teleporter, which provides access to certain facility. What, you expect me to praise you in your progress? On the contrary, I am simply surprised you made it this far. Then again, even with you slowing her down, there is no denying that Vanar is an accomplished researcher. Her wealth of wisdom and experience is unmatched, and her achievements in creation magics, in any field, frankly, are nothing short of extraordinary. Though the singular brilliance which sets her apart can make her motives somewhat impenetrable at times. As her student and successor puts it, she is a force of nature, at once so close, and at the same time so very distant. They are close, within the Hunger Gardens. That would be the circular enclosure you see up ahead. Well, Nathan, make yourself useful and bring Hermes out here to us. If I were to go, he would assume I was only there to press him on the Fandaniel matter. All of us present, you stand the best chance of convincing him to put aside his work for a moment. But the creations are not exactly... Then again, perhaps Nathan can handle them. He did survive a bout with the gnat after all. Off you go and find Hermes, but do be prepared to come to blows with the garden's denizens. The Hungering Gardens. I recognise that thing over there. That's from the... which one is it? It's the first of the 3 Void Ark. It's the Void Ark one. Oh, hello. Wouldn't mind not sneaking up on me like that. It's a little rude, if I'm honest. Oh, we did miss or dodge it. Here, let me do something about that, my friend, because that's going to take a while to disappear. And we can't have you being paralysed while we're running along. It'll cause us issues. There we go. The rest I don't mind. Okay, the button is F10. I rarely have the opportunity to use that button, but it's a very useful button. Is he in here? There he is. Nathan, where did you come from? Nathan, what is it what are you doing here? I thought you were keeping, Helioideus and Emmet Silk Company. An important matter, and unrelated to my decision on Fandaniel, you say? Then yes, I will come, as soon as my work here is finished. It will not be long, I promise, but you really should wait outside the garden with the others. This is no place for idle exploration. That's what I thought. I was wondering whether or not those things responded to sound, but they don't have eyes. Or if they do, they have them looking every which way. Well, this was a quick quest, but I imagine this will be a long cutscene. What is that ghastly odour? I was prepared to swoop in if needs be, but 'tis clear you have faced your fair share of monstrous opponents. You spoke with Hermes then? And were briefly entangled with the denizens of the Hungering Gardens as well, I see. Or should I say, smell. I cannot speak for certain convocation members, but I for one am impressed with your fortitude. Well done indeed. Now that you have convinced Hermes to confer with us, let us pray that things will soon take a turn for the better. As fascinating as it would be to meet the Emmet Selk who would recreate Amot in the depths of the ocean, I think it's best for all concerned if such tragic events never come to pass. Be it in our future or your past, assuming yours is not truly written in stone. naive hope that it is. Emixelp seems content to stay where he is. Hermes says he would not be long. Yes, then we shall wait here until he emerges.
My apologies for keeping you waiting. I understand there is a matter you wish to discuss.
Aye. A matter of the utmost gravity, if one can suspend disbelief. Go on then. Tell him what you told us. Who you are, and why you came.
The final days.
The phenomena observed during these star-encompassing calamities is likely the product of a dynamis reaction. And none is more versed in the applications of this energy than you, Hermes. I must stress that we do not believe you would desire such destruction. We come not to lodge accusations, but to beg your wisdom. And so, distressing though the exercise may be, I ask that you share with us your opinion on the matter, on the assumption that our visitor's tale is true.
Even you, Vana. As you say, the phenomena observed in the two calamities may both be attributed to dynamis. Of note is the difference in its effect. In the first final days, it warped creation magics. In the second, it warped the people themselves. The key variable, I suspect, is the etheric density of the men of each age. As you know, ether, in essence, negates dynamis.
So me calling it antimatter was pretty much bang on.
Harboring high concentrations of ether, we ancients cannot readily manipulate dynamis, nor be manipulated by it. Therefore, rather than ourselves, the calamity affected our magics. In contrast, having been sundered, the people of the future are composed of but a fraction of our ether. Thus are they susceptible to the influence of dynamis and its transformative potential. But that would explain only the mechanism, not the cause. Though perhaps...
What is it? Even should it be a hypothesis, we would hear it.
Dynamis is an energy put in motion by feelings. Feelings for which there must first exist a source. A source to which the victims must be attuned. One that harbors the selfsame negative emotions. Elsewise it could not be the agent of such extreme change.
So it wasn't the stagnation of the celestial currents. Someone, or something, is instigating the star's demise.
So, we've a villain on our hands after all. Any idea who or what it could be?
Out there thought. I can't think of any legitimate reason why it would be. But Azim?
The celestial currents comprise the outermost layer of the star's ether, encasing it like a protective sphere. According to your tale, 'Twas where the currents were weakest that the phenomena first manifested.
Did I say in an earlier episode that I wondered if it came from elsewhere, another planet?
If the inciting factor came from without Aetheris, then its effects would first be seen in those locations.
Greetings. Can you hear me? Do not be alarmed. I mean you no harm. I wish only to hear your words, share your feelings, know your thoughts. May we please be friends?
Meteion. What is it?
Executing scheduled task, suspending individual self and connecting to shared consciousness. Connection established. Commencing status report.
Steady, Meteion. Steady.
So scared. So lonely. The pain. It's too much. Why? Why do we? They hurt. Hate. This is wrong. All wrong.
She's gone? But how?
She has altered her etheric density in order to blend in with her surroundings, an ability for avoiding confrontation.
Most effective. Frustratingly so. I can't see her either. Not even a trace.
How are we doing? Pan left.
Stay away. Please. This is wrong. My mistake. So please.
Are you all right? In your mind? No. We only heard her speak the instant before she vanished.
Of course. When communicating without words, Meteion also employs dynamis. That will explain why you were able to hear her when we could not.
Then you are our best chance of finding her. Follow her voice and try to track her down. Hindered though we may be, let us split up and search as well.
By the way, I apologize if my audio has been all over the place. I've been trying to get it consistent, but I've been having problems. I suspect it's due to the way my microphone is set up and the microphone I have. You calm your mind and sense this question for any hint of Meteion's presence. But you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. I'm trying to fix it in post, but it would be nice if it was consistent when it got to post. It doesn't look like we actually have a way back up from down there. Let's not go down there yet. Okay, there's another space over there. Calm your mind, question presence. We failed to hear a voice. She must be elsewhere. I reckon this way is probably the best bet. It seeps into my mind, our voices, reporting. No, no, Hermes mustn't hear them. I have to run, to hide. Meteion's anguished voice grows distant as the source seems to flee down the slope. So something's happened to her sisters. Hypothesis. They are cold and they are alone because they are traveling through space. Alone. He gave them soul, he gave them emotions, but he didn't consider how the journey that they was on, how long it would take, how it would affect them mentally. And because of that, they now loathe and hate him and everyone else on the planet, and that's gonna be the catalyst. You strain to catch even the faintest whisper, but fail to hear Meteion's voice. She must be elsewhere. Greetings and salutations. Commencing report. Oh no, no, we can't tell them. We must run. Run far away. Please, don't follow me. Meteion's anguished voice fades as you sense her climbing atop the ridge. Yeah, we can climb here. Maybe. Maybe not. So close! Fine, we'll go round. Blue tree. Strain to catch the faintest whisper, but you fail to hear her voice. She must be elsewhere. I get the feeling we're going towards that tree. How did it come to this? Is this the reason we travel to the stars? Why we sought other life forms? Is this it? Is this the answer? No, it cannot be. It cannot be. Meteion's anguished voice drifts away to the south. It's almost certainly not, but we should check just in case it is. Out in the open is not a hiding spot. This is probably the best bet. Compiling report for dissemination to Hermes and all people of Aetheris. processing expeditionary data. Preparing profile on intelligent civilizations. Formulating answer to the question. Finalizing report. No, Nathan, you mustn't listen. It's wrong. It's all wrong. Meteion's anguished voice flees towards the lake. Any sign of Meteion? Panicked and confused, which will make it all the more difficult to predict her movements. Hermes, what do you make of this situation? The Meteions and the Metei are linked into a single mind, a shared consciousness, which connects them across any distance. I suspect something has happened which has disrupted this usual harmony. How might we access this shared consciousness of theirs? As much as you would approach any sentient being, directly. In Meteia's case, that means speaking to any incarnation within physical reach. So unless we track down Meteion, we've just lost. We've no means to communicate with them. No way of knowing what befell her sisters. No way to provide directions or guidance. Then we had best set our musings aside and consider how we might find her. He already knows where she is. A frantic search will avail us little. We must be clever about this. 'Tis a shame there's no registered concept we could use to create another Meteion, assuming, of course, we could link her to the shared mind. But no, if it were a viable solution, Hermes would have surely suggested it. In the final days, Aether is twisted by the invasion of Dynamis from beyond the star. Its progress intensifies by feeling and fears of despair and anguish. Nay, I like not the picture which emerges from these latest pages or pieces. Oh, my dear Meteion, what did you witness out there that frightened you so? Why do you seek to keep it from us? How terrible could it possibly be? Hey! This now will give this an extra 500 potency if I use it immediately after this. Potency is increased to 500. Oh, to 500, so there's only an extra 100. Still, how long does that last? Additional effect. Yes, so it lasts for 30 seconds. So that means that if we use this to pop this, we should still be able to then collect enough Ninki to then use this and still get the benefit from that. The timing of all of that is going to be heavily situational. That's a min-maxing option that I'm not going to worry about. My apologies. We should focus on the task at hand. Heliodeus has a suggestion. Correct me if I'm wrong, but Meteion renders herself invisible by matching the etheric density of that to that of her surrounding, does she not? If so, could we not disrupt her concealment with a sufficient or surface? I know the word pronunciation isn't coming to my mind. It's basically an excess of ether. Much how Emexelk solidified your presence when first we met you. Don't be absurd. I can hardly channel ether to a recipient whose whereabouts are hidden from me. He doesn't mean the recipient, he means the heir. Which is why we must all work together. Nathan will continue to search in the same manner as before, but this time with you in tow. Once he ascertains Meteion's likely location, you proceed to reveal a way forward, familiar with a swift etheric downpour. Very clever, and thankfully, she has made herself easy to capture by fleeing towards the lathe. Assuming she is made visible, it should prove no great feat to herd her into a corner. And then we have our plan. Nathan and MXL will be our tracker and trapper respectively, while we others will predict and obstruct Meteion's avenues of escape. MXL and I will keep an eye on each other's Aether, to help coordinate our efforts. Let's be about it. Well, it seems we are partners for the time being. Let us return to where we last saw Meteion and pick up the trail from there. I will keep myself in a state of preparedness, ready to rain down ether at a moment's notice, meaning it falls to you to keep the way clear. And it's like I'll accompany you. Blah 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 blah. I imagine she's over there, not over there. You calm your mind and sense any prints, any hints. You failed to hear a voice. She must be elsewhere. Nothing this way? We'll try another route then. If she didn't go this way, then she must have gone that way. Is that the only one? Not one further up? Because again, this is standing out in the open. This doesn't make sense. Why can't I fly? Why are my functions being restricted? Hide! Yes, I have to hide. Then, no one can find me. Meteion's Anquith's voice is heading towards water's edge. She went into the lake, as if this weren't tiresome enough. Well, at least that open expanse should make her easier to find. We won't lose her this time. Right, can't ride Chocobo. I see a place to talk to Emetzelk. We should be able to reach the bottom by dropping down the rocks at water's edge. Do not even think of dragging me over the falls. Final days or no, if I end up drenched head to toe, I swear I will feed you to the remora. Okay, fine. Okay. I'm not actually seeing any sparklies. There's a sparkly. It's the only sparkly I see. Not here. I'm not here. Please. By that rock, is she? Very well. What? Why can't I hide? There's no need to run, Meteion. Nathan, what are you saying? Everything is so faint. I'm sorry, I'm not strong enough. Stay away, I'm begging you. Don't make me say it. It will break him. His poor, fragile heart. Now we have a chance. Once the others are in position, the two of us can herd her into their mists. Is she going to run into that teleporter and that teleporter is going to take her somewhere very dangerous that I'm going to have to fight through like a dungeon? There, I see her. Ah, this disappeared. We're not allowed to find out what this is anymore. If any. Well, if the quest after this is a dungeon, which I'm suspecting that it may be, then that may make this episode really short if I cut all of this out.
Aha! Give chase. We shall herd her into the shelter.
Please, Meteion. We must speak.
I'm sorry, Hermes. I'm so sorry. If someone can hear these words, then please. Please protect them. Protect them all.
Individual self-suspended. Connection with shared consciousness stable. Our survey is complete. We shall now report our findings. All units safely arrived at their respective destinations. Seeking answers to Hermes' question, we attempted to make contact with the intelligent denizens of each star. Results are as follows, in order of numerical code. Enna. Traces of civilization found. Structures believed to have served as domiciles. No extant life forms detected.
I get a feeling a pattern is going to form very quickly.
Dio. Ruined remnants of buildings scattered across star, surface of which is encased in ice. Presence of life could not be verified. Tria. Evidence of large population centers, akin to cities recovered. No extant life forms found, only their lingering essence. Tessera. Edifices surmised to be abandoned residences found. No extant life forms detected. Deadly plague or extreme environmental degradation likely to have led to mass extinction.
They are all dead.
Octo. Star found in state of violent conflict. Contact successfully made with inhabitants, but deployment of weapons of mass destruction resulted in total annihilation of local population shortly thereafter. In Ea, Star is a barren desert. No identifiable flora found. Bones of living beings resembling men discovered beneath sands, but determination regarding their intelligence inconclusive.
Remind me, Hermes, what exactly was the question you entrusted to Meteion?
I tasked her with asking what others live for. What gives their lives meaning.
Did you consider what may happen if the premise of the question is flawed? To be able to answer it, one must be living and desire to continue doing so. But if Meteion finds no living beings in the course of her journey...
She can't answer the question that you've asked her to answer.
Or none who desire to live, what then? What answers would she derive from their silence?
That all creatures desire death.
Meteion, enough! Suspend your mission and return hither at once.
Decapente. Local civilization once flourished under auspices of higher power. Said power later laid waste to civilization in fit of rage. Upon revealing this to me, entity elected to self-terminate in lieu of providing answer to question. No other intelligent life forms found.
Turning a deaf ear, are we? We are taking Meteion back to Amarot. As I understand, we will need her if we are to bring back all of her sisters.
Yes. Meteion. It isn't right, is it? It isn't right to turn away from the answer. Even if the answer is pain. Even if we aberrations must scream ourselves hoarse to be heard. Aye. Whatever answers we find, I will not dismiss them out of hand. These words I said to you, and I will hold myself to them.
What is the meaning of this?
You cannot take Meteion, not until she has finished her report. All else must wait.
You fool!
... If all Hermes means to do is listen to Meteion's report, then this is the right, or his right to do so. Then it is his right to do so. But once he receives the answer to his question, what then? The fate of the world may very well hinge upon the choice he makes in that moment, and we must be there when he makes it. Why, Hermes? Why could you not leave well enough alone? Will these answers assuage the pain you feel when a creation is returned to the ether? Had you never cast your accursed question to the distant stars, you may have one day learned to be at peace upon this one. Do you understand why Hermes would do this? His logic escapes me entirely. That looks potentially like the dungeon, so this works out well for me. Although I kind of wanted to get the dungeon done today, but I guess we're not going to have that opportunity. Because it is 20 to 10 p.m. Out the way. Thank you, in. I said, don't be standing in my way. It is 20 to 10, I need to get 4 episodes encoded, so dungeon, or not, we'll have to wait till tomorrow. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed the show, and hopefully I will see you next time. Cheerio.